Hey. I got you on camera. Say. So this is a new Nomatic Peter Mckinnon Luma bag, and we're gonna talk about it because we're taking it today on a travel. This is an 18-liter bag, which is actually rather spacious for what it is, but also feels limiting compared to my 35-liter bag by Peter Mckinnon and Nomatic. So it's gonna be a little bit of a different type of challenge to basically bring this with me on a European travel because I wanna be condensed and light and minimalist, and I think this will be the perfect bag for that. So I'm going to show you exactly what I have in this bag so that you can see what all you can fit if you're planning to do a travel like how I'm planning to do right now. And I'm going to be bringing some full frame cameras, so I'm going to show you everything as a little rundown quickly to show you what's in my camera bag for this travel. So this is what the inside of the camera bag looks like. In this section right here, I left it kind of blank with some, random accessories because I'm going to be putting this camera setup, which is a ZVE one with my 20-70. I got my A7 IV with my 35-150. I got a film camera with my microphones underneath and a little bit of gadgets and accessories. An extra thing of film. Charging cables for my camera, which this is a charging case for my batteries right here with an SD card, which is by Lano. It's a cool little accessory right here to be able to charge my batteries 2-in-1, go a lot faster with a USB-C, and it'll tell you kind of like how much battery you have into each camera battery, so it's kind of nice. So thank you, Lana, for sending this. So I'm excited to test it out and see how I like it. It's not sponsored, but just want to show you guys some cool accessories. Got my headphones, got my Go 3, my mini little tripod kind of switch pod thing, and that's pretty much it when it comes down to it. Besides some minor accessories right here, but also have my laptop in here, and I have my laptop right there. So kind of have everything to go for this trip. Well, enough talking about this camera bag. Let's see how I would use it in real life.
At the airport while answering emails while waiting around for a flight to take off. Got to simply just put the bag under the seat nicely to fly. We then arrive at Amsterdam airport for a layover to go to Barcelona, so we just got to chill until our next flight. It's nice to have the strap to put my camera bag with my carry-on to make it easier to lug around. But finally, welcome to Barcelona. We made our way into the hotel and into our room to drop off our luggage before going out to explore the city further.
So we've made it to Barcelona into our hotel, and first experience with using the camera bag, this one right here, has been quite nice. It's been nice to have a smaller setup, a little bit more minimalistic, to be able to just kind of not feel like it's such a big bag like how I used my Peter Mckinnon 35-liter before. So it's nice to be able to minimalize a lot of my gear and also my back so that it's not like hurting with a smaller bag. So it's been really nice so far, but we're going to be putting it through the test here in Barcelona to see how well it holds up in the next few days. So I'm excited to see what we can, create with using it for a little bit, but that way, for taking all the gear that I need to bring has been very beneficial to me.
We made our way around Barcelona to explore the beauty the city had to offer. Had the Nomatic bag with me all around to be able to lug around my gear to create some nice photos of this wonderful city as we explored the nice architecture and everything that the city had to offer for us. We had some nice beautiful sights of the Sagrada Familia church, as well as just going around the city to find some of the nature and the gardens that they had to get some nice shots like these. But now it's time to move on and keep experiencing this Nomatic Luma bag while we're out here traveling to test it out in a real life setting. It's sad to say goodbye to Barcelona since it was a beautiful city and I was able to experience so much, but it's back to Amsterdam to be able to create some photos and videos and keep sharing my experience with the bag. So welcome to Amsterdam. Let me share my final personal insights of using the Nomatic Luma bag as I've been putting it to some tests on this travel. Well, right now I've been in Europe using the Peter Mckinnon Luma bag. That's an 18 liter, which is very nice for the color that I have, because I chose this one since it's been a different color to have, since I usually have black bags, and I wanted to change it up because here in my Wondered bag that I have is orange, so I want to keep it a little bit, you know, balanced out with that because it worked out for me. But yeah, I've used this bag right now. I took it with me from Houston all the way to Barcelona to Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and we're gonna be going back home soon. One of the reasons why I wanted this bag is because I do have the Peter Mckinnon 35 liter bag, and it's been a phenomenal bag that has worked so nicely for the content that I would need to bring all the gear with me. But it's a little bit too big of a bag to travel around Europe when I want to be a little bit more condensed down, minimalistic style. See, the Peter Mckinnon bag has been a phenomenal one whenever I use the 35 liter one, but in reality, I knew that I needed to have a little bit of color as well. So once they announced their new bags, knowing Nomatic and knowing how their bags have been, I knew it was going to be good quality, but I wanted to test it out for myself regardless on this trip and really see if it's worth it for you guys as well. One of my most favorite thing about this camera is that it actually packs a lot of gear in a small body of a bag. It doesn't feel like it's too big. Right now, I'm actually using it. I have my 35 to 150 inside of it. Obviously, I don't have all the stuff that I brought with me, so it's light enough to just bring around as an everyday kind of backpack, which is kind of my most important thing. And that's one of the reasons why I got my Wonder bag, because I wanted to have an everyday light setup. But sometimes when I need to bring a little bit more, where I don't want to have too much gear with me, whether it's like with the 35 liter like Peter Mckinnon bag, that I actually won that one, so that's why I've talked about it before. Mainly the reason why I got this one is just I wanted to have where I need a little bit extra, especially for long travels like this, but I didn't want to where I would have to bring too much stuff. So basically this video is more about my user experience with this camera bag, because there's a reason why I wanted to get something like this. It's actually worked so well to bring in Europe, because whenever I walked around literally about 22,000 steps on average a day out here in Europe, it's been quite nice on my back, where it doesn't feel like I'm just, lugging around too much gear and it feels like I'm falling apart. Because whenever I did a bigger bag, whenever I went to Europe the first time, it felt a little bit torturous to bring it into for long distances of walking, because I had all this gear and everything. And then when I had my Peter Mckinnon bag, when I brought it to New York to bring, it was more than fine, but I know I could have condensed down a little bit further to not really be lugging around too much gear, so that I'm not, kind of dying out there while trying to create some content, especially because your body's so important and you want to make sure that you're not falling apart and it's affecting your creativity and inspiration when you're trying to create content, because your body aches from your back. But yeah, I've been able to kind of just take it around with me. It's been really easy to put underneath the plane. It's been really easy to put onto trains and bring it with me around, where I don't feel like I'm taking too much space when it comes down to that. So it's quite rather nice to have a bag of this size. Now there's going to be some cons like with anything. I mean, for me, there's a little bit of the inner pockets where you can put some of the stuff. It feels like it's very limiting. So I'm not able to really put in too much of the stuff that I would make sense when I'm packing, but it still does the job fine. I mean, it worked out to bring my MacBook Pro with my SSD, external hard drives, as well as my, all my gear, whether it comes down to my Go 3 cameras, a little bit of accessories, microphones, and everything like that. So it's worked out perfectly fine. It's just I wish it would have been a little bit different with the pockets, like how it was with the other Peter Mckinnon bag, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end deal breaker. I mean, it still works out with how I need it. It's just something that I thought it didn't feel as expensive, if that makes sense. It just felt a little bit kind of cheap pockets, but I mean, you got to cut corners where you need to for different types of bags. So that's probably their decision. I'm not a, good old creator of bags or anything like that I know how to do them. So that's just my input on that end. But yeah, overall, my experience has been quite nice with this bag. I think it's going to be a great bag for you if you do have a lot of gear, but you want to feel like it's condensed down, where you're not kind of feeling like it's breaking your back. That's the main thing for me, why I wanted to go with this bag, especially because the color looks flawless. I love that orange. I mean, inside my jacket, I have orange as well. So I guess I'm kind of a fan now of that type of color, but I really have enjoyed having a different type of color and vibes to my camera bag, where it still looks like it's just a backpack rather than a camera bag. That's one of the main things for me, is I don't want people to know that I have camera gear with me at all times, because you could be easily targeted to be scammed or whatever, which funny enough, as we were exploring our sections in Barcelona and kind of sightseeing a little bit, somebody almost tried to give us a scam, if you will, where they threw these fake bird poop at us. and it was to like basically help us quote unquote clean up ourselves with whatever they had to essentially try to pat you down. But the good thing is about this bag is that I had everything really locked and loaded so that you're not able to essentially get pickpocketed that well because of the way that the bag style is. I actually put in my own lock as well. And also with the clips in front, I'm able to clip everything. I had my camera clip right here, which is not the Nomatic one, I put it myself, but it helped out to make sure that people weren't trying to like, you know, scam me for anything. So it worked out really well in our favor. So I thought I would give a shout out to that for that safety purpose. The next thing that Nomatic needs to add is just a defense mechanism where I can just grab something and throw it at them to get away from me. But other than that, yeah, it worked out pretty nice. So now we're going to talk about who this bag might be for. This bag might be for you if you're wanting to have a more condensed bag that can host a lot of gear but not feel like it's too bulky. This bag is for you as well if you have a lot of kind of full frame gear, because if you do have full frame gear, you know how fast it adds up that you're wanting to have something to make sure that, you know, you can fit your bigger lenses. Like for me, the 35 to 150, as well as my, you know, the 20 to 70 by Sony, having 2 camera bodies so that I'm able to do these talking videos, but also have one for photos so that I can have, you know, niche down a little bit better kind of scenario when it comes down to that. And as well to fit a little bit of extra accessories like a film camera, like batteries, you know, my laptop and cables and everything without feeling like I'm overly doing it. So it's quite nice if you need something like that. This bag would be perfect for you. This camera bag is also for you if you're looking for something in a good range of payout, because in reality for the price point of this bag, it's not a horrible price for what you can get out of with most other bags. For me, I did the early bird special where it was a little bit cheaper. So I got like, I think like it was like 15 to 20% off or something like that. And it worked out for me personally because it just made sense for the price point of what I was getting. The color, which surprisingly very hard to find this color in other bags. I think the only other company I found that had a legit one kind of good color was the Wonder bag that they had, like my sling bag, but just a bigger version of it. So if you want a little bit of diversity of colors with the price point of what you're getting, I think you'll be perfectly fine going for this bag. Now, I wouldn't recommend this bag if you need something with a little bit more space, because this is a little bit of a slimmed down bag. As you can tell right here, it is a little bit slimmer. So if you need way more gear, let's say that you want to shoot with a, you know, more full frame lenses style that are bigger size, like if you have a 70-200 and a 24-70, and then you have all these camera bodies and you need to bring extra batteries and everything like that just bulks up everything, then definitely not the bag for you. But also if you don't want to have a stylish bag, then of course this is not the bag for you, because you're going to be looking good out here. I've taken some phenomenal photos of me with this bag, as you can see right here. And you could be looking yourself really good that way too if you want to look good. But if you don't, then this bag is not for you guys, and that's okay. Everybody's different, and I'm okay with that understanding. So, but honestly, I don't have much bad things to say about the bag. I think it's worth it for the price point of what you're getting, the colors and the styles. So that's pretty much just my honest experience with the bag, and that's why I spend my money on it, so that I would have a bag that would make sense for me and my needs. Yeah, that's my honest experience with it. Hopefully it helps you out. If you want to pick up the bag, make sure to check out the links in the description area. They're going to be my affiliate links to help out the channel that way if you want to. But if you find it anywhere else for a better price, by all means, go for it. It's whatever makes sense for you guys, but I appreciate anybody that supports the channel that way. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.